Hello there, World of Tankers. I'm Blitz, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about the lowest win rate Tier 10 tanks in World of Tanks Blitz, or at least one of the lowest win rate, which is the M48 Patton. I was going to do the FV2 and 5B183 for today's video, but I was thinking, you know what, I've already done so many videos on that tank, let's spice it up. So I wanted to pick the lowest win rate Tier 10 medium in Blitz, because mediums are such a popular class, and there's always more and more coming into the game. So we're going to be doing the M48 Patton, which is sitting at a 53% win rate. Now that doesn't sound too bad, which isn't really bad compared to other tanks on average. However, in the medium class, it is the lowest because like that WZ121 next to me is sitting at about a 4% higher win rate on average, and that's quite a big difference. So what makes the Patton have such a low win rate? Honestly, I'm not sure, because it's got a solid gun, it's got pretty much a lot of things going for it that other medium tanks don't. It's got super good gun depression, 9 degrees. It's got a great turret. It's got great hull armor. Overall, it's a really, really good tank. The only issue I have with this vehicle is the gun. It's not necessarily the most accurate tank. And it's also not very quick. I also forgot that one. I just remembered when that Leopard smoked us getting into position. So that Leopard, I'm not sure what expected there to happen, but Leopard doesn't have really turret armor, which this tank does. That's the one nice thing about this tank, is it has super, super good turret armor. Now this tank does not have 400 average damage. We've just been getting some really nice high rolls here. Let's get another nice tap into that Leopard. I just want to make sure that every time that Leopard pulls out, we are able to hit it back. So Leopard looks okay, so it's not going to be wanting to play with us anymore. I saw a tree fall down there, and oof, yeah, there you can see the accuracy on this tank is not spot on. I can't back up because I know they've got some tanks trying to look at me there. So I'm just going to stay careful here, using my hull down abilities, which is what this tank is really good at. So actually, I'm going to push in here. That way we can use our gun depression and deal with tanks like the FE4 202. So here we go. You will see just how strong this tank is in the correct scenarios. So we've got the 62A, who we tapped a nice shell into. The nice thing is I can trade with a tank like that 62A, because we got way more alpha. We deal 350, and that tank's dealing 310, I think, on average. So yeah, we're definitely out damaging the 62A. We've got the FE4 202, which does not have a strong turret. So in this scenario, we are just ripping apart the enemy opponents, and well, that was a bad shell for me there. But finished off already 3 tanks on the enemy team, and yeah, just screwed up that shell. Normally I wouldn't expect to bounce that kind of shell, but this tank actually has very, very solid frontal armor. It's not good enough to bounce a Yag, but that tank hit me in the track wheel, and that's where it actually ricochets. Quite a bit of its shells is in the track wheel. So there we go, another nice tap. This 4005 is going to make quick work of that T95E6, but let's see if we can get one more shell into the guy. No, we are not. HE into the grill, maybe? 4005, you blocked me there. But we still got the Yag Panzer, which means, yeah, I might be able to get a little bit of damage out here. Actually, a nice shell from that Yag, but we're still going to be getting out, oh, our loader's killed, of course. So, maybe not. I'm not going to be getting out any more damage here. We tried the best, but, yeah, probably not any more damage. I've got the mouse sitting out in the open, but I've got such a long reload. It's really not any damage more. So, come on, let's load a heat shell, and please, yes, okay. Just broke 3,000 damage with that shell, so I'm still happy with that. You were able to see this tank is very effective when pushing medium. It's able to deal with the enemy medium tanks and do a pretty solid job at it. 3,300 damage pulled out in the first game there. So let's do one more game in the Patton, try and show really its main strengths. So the main thing you want to do in this vehicle is being hauled down. And I know a lot of people don't really know what that term means, because it does sound kind of tricky, but you want to use your turret armor in this tank. So what hull down means is just use your gun depression, hide your lower plate, bounce the shells in the upper plate and the turret. So hull down is literally just using your turret armor, and that's what the Patton is really good at doing. So you'll always try and notice me using my turret armor in this tank. So here we go, let's read the lineup. Something I need to do a lot more is reading the lineup. Like that last game, I didn't even know they had a Yag Panzer until it shot at me. So I definitely need to read the lineup more. It's something that I still struggle with doing, but medium-wise, they've got the WZ121, and that's about it. They do have a Mark 6, which, you know, is a heavium, so it could be pushing medium route. But honestly, I'm not expecting them to be pushing medium that much, and since we do have 2 mediums, Wargaming not so good a job on the matchmaker this time. But as I said, Mark 6 pushing the medium route. And yeah, there's the only downfall of this tank, again, is the accuracy. I really don't like that it's not super accurate. There we go, nice tap right through the gun mantlet of that Object 263. And since nobody is pushing over here, you know what? I'm going to use this spot to my advantage here. Let's get a nice shot into the WZ-121. As I've said, the turret armor on this tank is beyond excellent. Like, I really don't need to worry about any shells hitting me in the turret. I do need to worry about my own accuracy on PC. But yeah, the turret armor on this tank is great. Let's get a, well, maybe not. I thought he was going to over-angle there. Turns out he didn't. So let's try again. Let's load a heat shell maybe this time. And yeah, Patton's accuracy. Well, that one was the accuracy, but the other two shells were just me. But you can see the Patton's accuracy kind of does suck in certain scenarios. That guy's shooting HE at us, he's given up. And we're able to just easily tap heat shells into the superstructure of that tank. There we go, another nice heat shell. It's one way to easily take out a 263, and in this position, I'm really not that scared at all. Just easy taps right into the 263. There we go. So he's penned us once, and we've penned him, what, 3 times now? Pretty much ruining that 263's day. So there, long live the 263, and we've got the Mark 6 pushing pretty aggressive over here. So let's use our great, you know, it's got decent shell velocity. It's not great. It's decent. I'm not going to say great, but we do have good DPM. It's about 3,000. So I'm able to get out the damage. We're at 2,300 already. And that's the role of the Patton. Just bounce the shells in the turret. We took quite a bit of shells in the turret. You can see we've got rounds all over it. And we were able to take pretty much all of them and just shrug them off. Oof. Yeah, that accuracy really does struggle. It's the only thing I don't like on the tank is that gun accuracy. And we at least got that shell out there, so I'm happy about that. I want to get that WT or maybe that E75 because those are the only guys left with actually quite a bit of HP. So let's go for that. Maybe get some nice ramming in here. The Patton actually weighs quite a bit. And the Patton's got a boat-shaped hull. A lot of people don't know this. But the main reason that Yag probably bounced us last game is because it hit that boat-shaped armor. It's able to just shrug off shells that you normally wouldn't expect. There we go. Off with his head. So, nice shell into you. Let's get a shell into that WT as well. Load HE. There we go. 400 damage. I will take all the damages I can get. And let's finish off this E75 here. So we're racking up the damage. It's got, as I said, great damage per minute. Not as much as like an STB, but, you know, you've still got enough to get out the damage here. That WT hit me mighty hard, but you know what? Let's get the shell back into him. And there we go. 456. You've got really nice high explosive damage in this tank. And again, I'm not super worried about being finished off by this WT. There we go. 4,321 damage later. Second game was a pretty solid one again. So you can see in the correct scenarios, the Patton does do an excellent job. And even with that only 4,300 damage game, we almost pulled out a mastery in the tank. So that's definitely an issue, I feel, with the vehicle. It's just that a lot of people don't do well in it, and it's kind of weird why. So we'll do one more game in the tank, try and get one more good match out. Sometimes I will say I over-aggress in the vehicle. I do that with a lot of my mediums, but this one especially because it does have really strong frontal armor. And sometimes I don't expect one tank to go that way, or I'll overestimate my abilities, and then I'll run into like a Progetto or a Bat Chat, and they'll just ruin my day. So let's see what we're up against. And there you go. Speaking of Progettos, so we've got a Sheridan, a Progetto 65, and an FD4 202. So they're most likely going to be pushing medium. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this bush here. Since I do have 9 degrees of gun depression, I can easily use it there. Again, using my turret armor. And while I said the accuracy isn't the best on the tank, as long as you do wait for them to aim in, it's going to be going well. Because you don't always need to just whiff your shells. This isn't a 62A. This, in my opinion, is the medium of mediums. It's got medium armor, it's got medium gun damage per minute, everything's average on the tank, but that makes it good because you're able to brawl where other medium tanks can't. This, in my opinion, has just as good armor as something like the T22 medium. So I'm expecting Progetto to be sitting somewhere in that bush area there. So I'm just going to wait patiently. We are covered by the bush. There we go. Progetto 65 spotted. We've got that FE. There we go. Nice tap right through the FE's turret. Sheridan's a little late to the party, I will say that. Now I'm going to back up and sort of face this way because I know sometimes you've got tank destroyers that like to sit there. I'm going to pull up here. Let's see if we can get a... No, maybe not. That's a Yag Tiger, though. Actually, I am detected. I was like, I'm not detected. Where's that light bulb? But no, we are detected. And a Yag Tiger is a tank you really don't want to play with. Even a tier 9 tank destroyer, I'm not going to want to play with it because it does have... Yeah, there you go, accuracy again. But it does have the most DPM out of most tier 9s actually in the game. I think it's like almost 3,000, so it's crazy. I like how that shell hits, but when we shoot at the side of the Progetto, pretty easy shell, completely just misses. So we've got the IS-4, we've got that Progetto side once again, and there we go, nice tap at least that time. IS-4 looks like is going to be wanting to try and take us out here. And the IS-4 has a lot of HP, which means, yeah, I'm going to be trying and careful at least a little bit against an IS-4. But Let's get a nice tap right into the lower plate. Progetto's pushing out, kind of aggressive here. I've got to be careful. Of course, I don't want to overextend my abilities here. Let's get a nice shot into the track. Well, I guess we did get the shell on the track, but normally you would have damaged the Foch with that type of shell, but there we go. Ooh, that was a really, really low roll. Not finishing off the Progetto there. Kind of made me a little sad. But IS-4, nice taps all around. You can see it's just a brutal tank, able to really get the damage out. Now that IS-4, we actually can't pen in that scenario. Very, very good spot for that IS-4, although looks like he's kind of quit. So nice tap there for the Foch. And that AMX should be finishing off the IS-4, but if it doesn't, yeah, we'd be there to finish it off. So I don't really care if this 95, to be honest, pens me, and not really sure what that 95 was shooting at. But, yeah, we'll be getting out some more damage here. Let's get a nice tap right into the superstructure of it. And then, yeah. Oh, that 95 stock, I didn't realize that. So that's even better for me. Let's get a tap into the Foch here. Help out my teammate there. This Vicker should be finishing off the 95. So, yeah, pretty solid game again. So you can see, just talking about the Patton, it's a really, really solid medium tank. It does the job. It's got decent accuracy, as you can see, and you don't always need accuracy to get out your shells. As long as you aim them in, it does do a good enough job. Again, there you go, another tap, 4,600 damage in this game. Overall, this was a great game played in the tank, and it really showed all three of these games the different scenarios for it. You can play it aggressive. You can do a lot of different things in it. So again, very solid game. We actually didn't lose credits. I'm very happy on that. But this sort of shows the strengths and the weaknesses of the Patton. It falls apart when you're out in the open because while it does have decent armor, it's a very large target. It's very slow. It's one of the slowest mediums in the game. Goes, not 39. I was reading concealment. I think it goes like 48. Yeah, 48 kilometers per hour. So it's one of the slowest mediums at tier 10, but just because it's not fast doesn't mean it's not a good tank. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. If you agree, you would disagree, make sure to click that subscribe button down below if you do enjoy this type of video, though. And stay happy out there, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next one.